if you've got an investment thesis, you need to be considerate of anything which could potentially get in the way of your thesis. And you need to take the opportunity of a short report as a positive to say, right, what could be wrong with my thesis? And for the big major headline to be Palantir as a consultancy, that's amazing news for all our shareholders because we've already figured out why that's not true. And you can look at the margins, you can look at the expand build phase, which Palantir goes through, you can look at the cohort data, and none of that really signifies a consultancy business. It all kind of leads to a software as a service business. And for the short report to kind of not really throw any curveballs at us, as you say, I think that's credit to the community because there has been this iteration process where we've gone through all these potential problems with the company and we actually digested it and we've considered whether or not these are going to be long-term problems for the company or not, and we've managed to chew through them and they're not. Like the SPACs, for example, could be, it's obviously a tactic which hasn't worked. I think as a community, we've acknowledged that there could be some write-downs on the balance sheet, but it's not really an existential threat to Palantir. It's not going to damage the long-term potential of the company. Perhaps it's a strategy we or Palantir shouldn't try again, but you know, it's not going to be a problem which is going to have a massive negative impact on the share price or Palantir as a company.
Yes, absolutely. Because okay, this pack thing could have been a wild bet that didn't took off. But if we make one step back, basically they invested 400 million with a promise of getting 700 million while being invested in something that potentially could go well. And that was an investment that didn't put the company at any financial risk. It was very different if Palantir were an investment holding company focused on investments, and you see all the investments are SPACs. That would have been a real warning sign. While on this way, it was a bet that just didn't go well because they overpaid, they underestimated how weak certain companies were, and that's fine. Actually, it is not nice as an end result, but I think we have to give them credit for having tried something unconventional rather than just the normal route. And there is also an externality because when Palantir gets new clients, even if they they basically force them to become clients for an investment, Palantir gets R&D, and R&D for Palantir is the most important thing. So basically, the output is they were paid to learn better. And by doing that, they had no financial risk, they get paid. The drawback is obviously that they got very negative publicity to them on a company that already didn't have such a nice reputation, but not nice in the way good. They were already controversial from the beginning. With this pack saga, they got even more controversial, and that's the negative thing. But overall, trying, as we mentioned before, if people go against Palantir for something that we have already digested, we know it's not a problem, actually is okay, let's go on. If short sellers now go against Palantir, it's like, okay, thank you for the buying opportunity. Yeah, it will be a pleasure to prove you wrong again.